So in 2026, we are rumored to get a lot of really powerful upgrades for Pokemon that already exist in Pokemon Go. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about which Pokemon you should focus on when it comes to powering up and maxing out, because there's a high possibility that these Pokemon might see some massive changes this year, and I really do think you will want to be ready for them. And of course, there's a lot of really powerful Pokemon that we got last year that you should focus on as well, and I'm also going to be talking about them. So that's what this video is going to be all about. I'm going to be listing all the Pokemon that are very important for you to max out in 2026. Hey, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about certain Pokemon which, in my opinion, are going to be the most important this year in 2026. We of course had ourselves a lot of very powerful Pokemon get added into the game over the past couple of years, and those are definitely Pokemon you will want to dedicate your resources to actually max them out and unlock a second charge attack, and also all sorts of different things like collecting fusion energy for them in order to make them as powerful as they can be. Those are all well and dandy, but there's actually going to be certain Pokemon which are rumored to get some massive upgrades during this year, and I want to put a spotlight on these Pokemon as well, because if you happen to have any of these Pokemon, you will definitely want to max them out as soon as possible, because it is very likely they're going to see some massive upgrades. So the first one is going to be one where I really do think this is the year where we're going to get a Mega Evolution for it. And I'm of course talking about Mewtwo. So if you go to my collection, if I were to type in Mewtwo, you see that I have a whole bunch ready to go. I do have myself a 98% Shadow Mewtwo, which is basically one of my most prized Pokemon, but unfortunately with the way Mega Evolutions work, you can't Mega Evolve Shadow Pokemon. So even though I have already fully maxed out this particular Pokemon, I do know that it is not going to actually be eligible for Mega Evolutions. Maybe I'm completely wrong there, but I do have other Pokemon that I could max out, which will be eligible for Mega Evolutions. This is actually my shiny 96% Mewtwo, which is another one of my prized Pokemon, but as you can see right here, there is still a lot more I can do. I already unlocked a second charge attack for this Pokemon, but as you can see, it is nowhere near maxed out, so this is something that I could personally work on during this year, farming up XL candies for this particular Pokemon by walking it as my buddy, or dumping all of my rare candy XLs into this Pokemon, because I will want to max it out. And that is mainly because maybe this year we're going to be seeing one or both of the Mega Evolutions for Mewtwo, and I would definitely like to have a Mewtwo fully maxed out and ready to go for when that happens. Now, along the same lines is actually going to be this Pokemon right here. This is Zygarde, and for a lot of players, they only have one Zygarde. This was one of those Pokemon that we got through a special research, so it's essentially one and done, and I think that's a bit unfortunate because this Pokemon is really a standout when it is a 100% IV Pokemon because of how powerful it is within the Master League. And unfortunately, it also requires a whole lot of grinding in order for you to get it to its highest potential, which is of course the 100% form. You need to do routes every single day to farm those Zygarde cells, and I believe it costs maybe like 200 or so Zygarde cells. I actually do not know what the actual number is, but you need to farm up a lot, and the reason for that is because if you were to get Zygarde cells, that's when you can actually upgrade the Zygarde form to its highest level, and that's going to be important. The reason why I say that is because I really think one of the Pokemon that are going to be released this year is actually going to be Mega Zygarde, which is a Pokemon that was introduced recently with Pokemon Legends ZA. And whether it be with the Go Tour event or maybe with Go Fest this year, I really do think we're going to be seeing Mega Zygarde. So once again, you will want to make sure you're farming up those Zygarde cells every single day by walking routes, and then of course collecting candies and candy XLs so that you can max it out and unlock a second charge attack. And of course, not everyone is going to have a 100% IV of Zygarde. Maybe like one thing you could do is just kind of bank on the fact that maybe we'll be able to get ourselves another Zygarde during this year's Go Tour event, and maybe you can hold off on spending your Zygarde cells and your candies until you get a second Zygarde because it's possibly going to be higher IVs. But also at the end of the day, do keep in mind that we will be getting more bottle caps this year probably, and that's definitely going to be one of the ways you can get a 100% IV. Because again, Zygarde is probably the best within PvP, specifically in the Master League, and of course, you need to have 100% IVs in order for that Pokemon to be at its fullest potential. So yeah, this is a Pokemon you should definitely invest into, but like I said, maybe it might be worth just holding off until the Go Tour event. Now, there are other Pokemon who are also going to be getting new Mega Evolutions as a result of being introduced in Pokemon Legends ZA, one of which is actually Dragonite, and I'm not necessarily sure if Mega Dragonite is going to be as powerful as, let's say, like Mega Rayquaza, but this is definitely still a Pokemon worth powering up just in case. And yeah, if you happen to have yourself a 100% IV Dragonite, it should be maxed out anyway, because it's not really that hard to get Dratini candies like it used to be, and then of course, there is still a lot of uses for this one particular Pokemon, whether it be in raid battles, PvP, defending gyms, or different things like that. This is one of the better Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So yeah, even though it's kind of gotten outclassed over the years with new Pokemon releases, I think the Mega Evolution could still elevate this Pokemon to top tier, so you will definitely want to be ready for that. If you have any Dragonites that are 100% IVs, possibly even a Shundo. I actually have 2 Shundos in my collection, not to brag, but if you do have that, it'll be worth powering up because, yeah, if it were to get a Mega Evolution this year, I think it's going to be a really powerful Pokemon in your collection, and you do not want to miss out on that. And then, of course, when it comes to certain Pokemon that were released last year, these are always going to be Pokemon worth powering up because of just how powerful and useful they are. These include, of course, Black Kyurem as well as White Kyurem. These are very powerful Pokemon in the game right now, and if you happen to have high IVs of any of these Pokemon, yeah, you should definitely power them up. And of course, you will want to make sure you're collecting fusion energy whenever you get the chance in order to get the fusion forms, because they are extremely powerful and they're extremely useful. In fact, most recently we had a fusion raid day for the Pokemon Kyurem, and that was an opportunity for you to get black fusion energy as well as white fusion energy in order to get these 2 Pokemon. So yeah, anytime Niantic throws out an opportunity for you to get fusion energy, even if you already have the fusions, you should still try to farm up as much fusion energy as possible, because these fusion forms are just incredibly powerful and you can have more than one in your collection, which is going to make raid battles extremely easier and just in general just make your account a lot better. And kind of along the same lines, these were actually introduced last year with Pokemon Go Fest, but we have the Crown forms of Zacian and Zamazenta. Like, Crown form Zacian and Zamazenta are really powerful Pokemon in their own right, but they're actually incredibly useful specifically for Dynamax content. And I think that is something you should not ignore, because Dynamax content is actually somewhat relevant content, specifically if they were to bring back Eternatus, and that is a Pokemon that also should be powered up. But yeah, both of these Pokemon are really good. They're great raid attackers and they're great for PvP as well as Team Go Rocket battles, all that sort of stuff. You will definitely want to invest your resources into maxing out these 2 specific Pokemon. So yeah, that is my suggestion. It's definitely going to help out your account. Now, of course, there's plenty of other Pokemon that you could be powering up in 2026, but I really think these 6 Pokemon or 7 Pokemon are actually ones you should focus in on first, because, like I said, for specifically Mewtwo and Zygarde, we are very likely to get their Mega Evolutions this year. I really suspect it is going to happen. I could be completely wrong though. I think it makes the most sense for at least Zygarde for Pokemon Go Tour, and Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y specifically for this year's Go Fest. But it could be completely different. They might be saving these specific Mega Evolutions for a future date. I do not know why they would want to do that, but at the very least, they are definitely very powerful Pokemon in their own right, and even without their Mega Evolutions, they're going to do a lot for your account. So yeah, these are the Pokemon I do suggest you focus on powering up, maxing out, whether it be like with levels or with unlocking their second charge attack, whether it be using bottle caps to get them to 100%, whatever it may be. These are the Pokemon that are worth your attention the most during this year in Pokemon Go. And that's going to be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. Is there a particular Pokemon that you feel deserves to be maxed out and all that good stuff? Definitely share what that is in the comments, and yeah, let's have a great discussion. And as always, if you ended up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget the notification bell. And of course, you should check out the links in the description below, like my Patreon page, because if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, if you want to get added to my in-game Pokemon Go friends list, what you have to do is become a paid Patreon member, because those are the people that I add to my Pokemon Go friends list, and they're the ones that I invite to raids and all that good stuff. So make sure you go and check it out. Again, I'll put links to it in the description below, as well as my Etsy store as well. There's a lot of really cool stuff that I'm doing aside from YouTube, so make sure you go and check it out. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next one.